October 9, 2024, Hurricane Milton made landfall in Florida, instantly becoming one of the strongest storms ever recorded in the state. For several days, meteorologists had tracked its progress across the Gulf of Mexico, warning residents of its rapid intensification. Milton's winds had reached nearly 155 miles per hour, making it a Category 5 hurricane, the highest level on the Saffir-Simpson scale. At this strength, Milton ranked among the most destructive storms in American history. From the moment it struck, Milton created life-threatening conditions. Along Florida's Gulf Coast, a massive storm surge forced seawater far inland. Entire neighborhoods were quickly submerged as water levels rose several feet in just hours. Piers were shattered, beaches were eroded, and seawalls gave way under the relentless pounding of the waves. Many residents who had stayed behind were trapped inside their homes as floodwaters climbed higher and higher. Cities such as Tampa, Clearwater, and St. Petersburg experienced widespread destruction. Thousands of homes had their roofs torn off, while high-rise buildings lost windows and sections of their exterior walls. Heavy rain and wind-driven debris penetrated apartments, offices, and hotels. Families were forced to abandon their homes as conditions deteriorated. The scale of urban damage placed enormous pressure on emergency responders. Within hours, large portions of Florida lost electricity. More than 2 million households were left without power, with many also cut off from clean water and internet access. Power poles snapped, transformers exploded, and substations flooded. Essential services, including water treatment plants and communication towers, were severely disrupted. This infrastructure collapse made it even harder to coordinate rescue efforts. Road networks were brought to a standstill. Uprooted trees, fallen power lines, and overturned vehicles blocked highways. Bridges were closed either due to flooding or structural instability. Airports shut down operations as runways were underwater and terminal buildings sustained damage. In marinas, hundreds of boats were either sunk or swept inland, while thousands of cars were ruined by floodwaters. Entire communities became cut off, waiting for emergency crews to reach them. Early assessments placed property damage in the tens of billions of dollars, a figure expected to rise as more reports came in. Schools, hospitals, police stations, and airports all suffered significant losses. Hospitals had to run on emergency generators, treating an overwhelming number of patients under very difficult conditions. These structural losses slowed down both the rescue mission and the early stages of recovery.
Tree debris everywhere. Piece of a tree. Do we have any trees on the right side?
Yes, we do. Little ones. Little.
Get it, Banks. Whoa! Whoa!
Despite the devastation, the emergency response was swift. Thousands of rescue workers, firefighters, law enforcement officers, volunteers, and members of the National Guard were deployed. Their tasks included rescuing stranded residents, clearing blocked roads, distributing food and water, and evacuating families to safe shelters. Stadiums, schools, and community centers were converted into relief stations, offering displaced residents temporary housing and medical care. Amid the destruction, countless stories of bravery and solidarity emerged. Neighbors worked together to remove debris, shared generators, and provided meals for those in need. Volunteers traveled from across the United States to deliver aid and support. Helicopters carried vulnerable residents out of isolated towns, while supply trucks brought essential goods such as medicine, blankets, and fuel. The human response reflected both resilience and unity. Although Hurricane Milton left behind staggering destruction, it also highlighted the importance of preparation, rapid emergency response, and community strength. Recovery would take months or even years, but efforts to rebuild homes, restore power, and reopen schools began almost immediately after the storm passed. For many Floridians, Milton became a reminder of both the power of nature and the determination of people to overcome it.